You're listening to 27 Degrees SAG. And why is it called 27 degrees? Because in your astrological chart, that is the exact point of the galactic center. And that's where all the information comes from source. So we get all of our downloads, all of our up leveling, all of our information in the electromagnetic fields that we all carry. So that is so important in your astrological chart. So I thought, I'm going to name the show that, and I'm just going to give out such powerful information. And tonight we've got a great show, and one of my most fun, let's put it that way, and angelic spiritual friends is on the show tonight. And she's been on I think this is her third time on, but it's been a while. And so I really want her to come on. Her specialty is the angelic realm. And I just want to tell you a little bit about who my spiritual friend is. Her name is Rachel Cooley, and she's an angel certification trainer. She's an angel therapy practitioner and mentor who helps women reconnect with their divine guidance and angelic support so they can thrive on a whole new level in life. For the last 23 years, Rachel has been mentoring spiritual women, feminine leaders, and healers to activate the divine angelic power and blessings so they can go ahead and thrive and they can serve in the best of their abilities. I'd like to welcome to the show Rachel Cooley. Hi, Rachel.
Hey there, Kimla. I am thrilled and honored to be here with you tonight and with everybody. Such a blessing.
I am so glad that we could hook up again and reconnect. It's been one of those things that I think we both share in our work is the angelic realm. And of course, Archangel Michael, the main four, and um, the angels have come in. They have helped me in so many ways, and I've written about it in my books, and um, I've had my clients feel the angels. Some of them see the angels, and it's one of those things where you grow up knowing that you have a guardian angel, and then you kind of lose track as you're going through life, right?
Yeah, it's
So,
so true. Yes.
yeah. So, how did you reconnect with the angelic realm?
I would say I reconnected with the angelic realm starting out with my mom introducing me to spirituality. And that was in my late 20s, early 20s. And then during that time, I was really taking the spiritual path and starting to go to spiritual classes with her. And then I reconnected with the angelic realm through my dear friends giving me angel gifts, receiving like angel cards, angel books, and I've gotten an angel statues as well. And that reconnected me with the angels. And really, when I just rediscovered the angels, Kimla, because I really feel it is a rediscovery, I felt at home. I felt at home. I felt on purpose. And the doors kept opening for me to continue on that path. And that led to my first certification in 1999. So 23 plus years ago. Amazing.
Wow. Wow. So you've had a couple mentors that were kind of guiding you on your spiritual journey,
Yes.
and that's awesome. So when you received your certification, did you begin working with the angels right away?
Yes, I did. And the way I started working with them right away was number one, personally, calling upon them on a regular basis in my life. They brought me such relief, Kimla, from stress, fears, and worries. So I really
Yeah.
called upon them daily for that. And what I initially did when I first got certified was I co-led angel healing circles locally here in the area where I am in Palo Alto. And that's how I started, because when I first started, Kimla, I was working full time in Silicon Valley. And that was a beautiful way to get started, to co-lead these angel healing circles. And over time, I started leading them. And then from there, started working more one-on-one, and then started to do more of my mentoring with the women that I support. So it's been a beautiful journey.
I know, and I did see you. I believe you were in Hawaii, so you travel with this group, right?
Yes, I've traveled with a lot of women of like mind, and actually that particular trip was I did do a trip to Hawaii with the Angels back in it was like, I think it was 2005 that I did a certification there as well, like my second certification working with the Angels. And the last time I went was with a group of spiritual women entrepreneurs, which was awesome.
Wow. Oh, that's so good. So when
Yeah.
you talk about, reconnecting with the angelic realm, and you talk about, being certified and helping, the question that I always get is, do you have to be of some specific type of religion in order to, meet your guardian angel, or meet Archangel Michael or work with them? Do you have to be in practice with a specific religion?
You do not. You do not. That is one of the things that I absolutely love about working with the angels and Archangel Michael is really, Kimla, you do not need to follow a particular religion or spiritual path. They're here to help all of us, to help uplift us, to guide us, to help bring us healing, which is one of our themes tonight, right? Calling them in for healing, for protection. And really what it comes down to, what it's literally giving them the permission to help you, because we have free will, right? We need to be at choice and exercise that choice.
That is so true. That is so true. And that's so true with anything, you know,
Yes.
if with anything, because it is a universal law that must be recognized in any dimension about our free will when
Yes.
we are here. And, it's kind of one of those things that I think, well, if we are of the earth and we are living these, this wonderful life, and we have this gift of free will and free choice, that does not negate consequences
Yeah.
for our decisions. It's just that we do get to choose. So, there's a lot of talk about slavery, spiritual slavery, emotional slavery. We're in this a little hamster wheel all the time, and I don't think people are aware of this particular gift of free will and free choice.
Yes.
So with that, I'm going to, I'm going to ask you, very simply, how do we ask permission for them to guide us?
Great question, Kimla. It's so important. It really can be very simple, and it could be, angels, please help me. It could be like as simple as that, or it could even be, angels. That gives them permission. And you could also get very specific, such as, thank you, angels, for taking this fear from me. Like if you're feeling really fearful and worried, it's taking you away from being at peace. You can
Yeah.
say, thank you, angels, for taking this from me, and literally handing it over. That's like one of the very first spiritual releases that I learned with the angels, was to literally hand over my fears, stress, and worries to them. And guess what, Kimla? There's no limit to how often we can do that, because the angels are unlimited. They love us unconditionally, and they're really just so here to help us. And they are thrilled when we say, please help me, angels. They are so happy to help us.
I love that. And another question that I have is, I'm asking this for people.
Please do. Yes.
So, I know a lot of people say, well, how do we know they're the holy angels? Maybe they're just like, devils in disguise. How do we really know? How do we feel safe? What do
Yes.
you say about that?
Well, I say a couple things to that. Number one is, when we're calling upon the angels, they are the divine messengers of God. So that's like, that alone, with that intention, is so high and so powerful, and it's of the light. So I feel, when your heartfelt intention, that you are dialing into the angelic realm, right? Like by
Hmm.
that signature. And also, how are you feeling? Because when we call upon the angels, they bring us love, they bring us warmth. We can even feel like we're being hugged by them and their energy and presence. So it's very beautiful, grounding. and healing. And if we're feeling the opposite, such as it's kind of like an icky, sick feeling within you, you're definitely not connecting with the angels. That's what I believe. So that's one of the main ways, is through your feelings. How are you feeling? And your literal powerful intention and intentions.
Yeah, that is a good way to tell. I know a lot of times, when there's negative energy around your sacred space, you'll have trouble growing plants. You'll have a lot of dust. And this is something that people don't really realize. They just say, oh, dust is dust. But when there's so much negativity in the corners, in the dark angles of your home, there'll be a buildup of residue that really sometimes crosses over into the visual dimension that we have now. And it's huge. It's like, oh my God, I just dusted this and look at all the dust that's everywhere. So there are things that actually can come through different dimensions, just like the light of the angels. And
Yes.
um, yeah. So you reconnected with your angels and you received your calling, and
Yes.
then you brought it into the healing realm, which is why we're here tonight. I
It
want
is.
I want to know about, how did that grow and blossom into a healing type of a gift?
Yes, I feel it really did from the get-go. Number one, the healing that I tapped in for myself, and then the me through my certification, and also through the empowerment I received through that program that I went through back in 1999, that I realized I can bring this healing to others, that I'm feeling such peace and relief from. I want to share it with others. And so that's how I initially started with those co-leading those angel healing circles. So it was really from the get-go, Kimla.
Wow.
And one of the main modalities in which I do that, at some point this evening, we'll do an experience with that. And that's through guided healing meditations with the angels. That's the main way in which I bring forward this healing energy from this amazing realm, and the archangels, the chief messengers of God, Michael and Raphael in particular.
Oh, I can't wait. So many times, and I've said my stories about feathers, but so
Yes.
many times, yeah, but so many times, it's so nice to to get a visual, of an
Yes.
answer, or perhaps knowing that you're not alone, if you're afraid or scared, you don't know your next move. Perhaps you're just feeling so low and depressed that you can't get out of it yourself. And all of a sudden, these feathers show up. Is that the same with you?
It's the same with me. Yeah, I just love it when they bring us these signs. There's signs from the angels, Kimla, right? And they
Yeah.
bring such reassurance, don't they?
Oh my gosh. And I can't, I mean, I remember walking down the boardwalk with my daughter in New Jersey, and we were just talking about, oh, how blessed we were that that we had a cottage there, and the kids grew up there, and they had this beautiful summer. Every single summer, they had
Oh,
this
so
great
awesome.
time, because at the time, we also had a house in Texas. And so they were by the ocean, and, all of this fun stuff was going on in the boardwalk. And I'm not kidding. Out of the air came this feather. And she just goes, Mom. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was an angelic gift that we were able to give this to you kids. It just happens, right?
It
Out
does.
out of thin air.
Out of
I
thin
mean,
air. Yes.
out of thin air. Absolutely.
Amazing.
I
Wow.
know.
I love
Absolutely.
it.
And so many times, in my work as well, it's funny because, in 1998 and 99 is when I went through my certification for feng shui. And so to clear sacred space and to clear homes and to do a lot of that, I found it was really necessary to back myself up with Archangel Michael.
Yes.
And it was one of those things that in my particular experience, I could not get over how huge
Yes.
how huge they are. I mean, the immense power, and how big they really, really are, and they really have wings.
Yes, they really do. Isn't that awesome?
They have wings.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
they really, really do. And to have that power go through you and their light is something out of a movie. It's something out of a galactic movie. And it's something that unless you experience it, you're always kind of like, yeah, right.
I love it. I love it. Wow. So did you, when you had that experience, Kim, I'm curious, did you literally see like Michael and his wings?
Well, I had an entity that was a conglomerate entity in the closet of a teenage high school gal,
Wow.
and her mother called me in and to feng shui the house, and she sent me over her floor plan. And when I studied the floor plan, I saw this entity in the girl's closet, and I saw it was drawing her in to cut herself.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the teenage girl, she was harming herself. She had like safety pins all over, and she wore black, and she was very isolated, had a very hard time, socializing even with her family. And
Wow.
yeah, and she was very unbalanced in her emotional level as well. I said to my client that I couldn't possibly feng shui the house until we got rid of this entity. And when I told her, when I told my client, who is her mother, that this entity was drawing her in and making her cut herself, she freaked out because she said, nobody knows that's what's going on.
Wow.
She said, the only person who knows is my priest.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. And you just knew.
I just saw it.
You saw it.
Absolutely. So when I when I
Wow.
got to that house, which was out on Long Island, New York, I had a very good friend of mine stand next to me, and then the mother had the door to the bedroom open, and I had her open her front door.
Yes. Escorted
And
out.
yes, and so I had a rosary around my neck, and I went in, and I had been praying and meditating before I reached the house. But when I got to that closet and I opened the door, it was like you could smell goo. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like the air was gooey. It was like mud
Wow.
and yucky. And I said, it is time for you to leave. And this particular conglomerate of negative energy had a voice,
Whoa.
and it was like this. That's the level it was on. And that voice said, I've been here for a long time. And I said, I understand you've been here for a long time, but it's time for you to go. And I
Yes.
said, Archangel Michael, help me. And right away, boom, and he was behind me. When I look up, I mean, I can't tell you, 9, 10 feet, maybe,
Wow.
huge. The
Wow.
wings wrapped around me like a shield.
Yes.
Hands came on my shoulders. I mean, huge hands grabbed my shoulders, and he pushed this light through my solar plexus like a light beam, like a sword. and
Wow.
just went into this entity and come.
Wow.
And this conglomerate went through me. I dropped my knees. And as it went through the door, it exited. As it went through the door, my girlfriend that was standing between myself and the door, she had long hair like you. The hair went back.
Wow. Like
This
for the
thing-
end.
When this thing flew by. And the bedroom door rattled. And the mother had to hold on to the door. And it went down the stairs and the door slammed.
Wow.
Door slammed.
Wow. Like on its own, like,
Yes. And I'm
wow.
telling you, it just knocked my breath out of my body.
Wow.
And Archangel Michael actually picked me up and put me on my feet, and he was gone.
Wow.
Yeah. And I wrote about this. I wrote about this in my books, so you can look up
I
all the
would love it.
yeah, they're all angel stories, and that's just one of them.
That's just one of many. I'm sure we're getting lots of reactions in the chat here.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, Ivy says that sounds amazing, Kimla. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, hey to everybody in the chat room.
Hello.
We've got Sue, we've got Bill, we've got T, we've got Ivy, we've got Vandana, we've got some more
Awesome.
Ivy there. Yeah, we've got a lot of people there. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to turn it over to our wonderful teacher here who is going to take us through a healing. If you would like to, oh, who else is there? Oh, there you go. If you would like to perhaps share with us if
Yes.
there's something that you need to have as far as a healing take place right now. I know my granddaughter, she's got a very bad flu and a fever and a cough and bronchitis, and she's been suffering terribly with that. And her friend has pneumonia, has the same thing, but it went into pneumonia.
Wow.
But if you would like to, hello, Eileen, if you would like to perhaps, like I have problems with my knee, so I'm going to write in, I want
Yeah,
a,
let's put in your prayer requests.
yeah,
Yes.
I
Your
want a
healing
knee
requests.
healing.
Yes.
And if anybody else, needs something, and it doesn't have to be physical, right?
Right. That's true. Absolutely, Kimla. This could also be emotional. If there's something really heavy on your heart, or you're feeling a lot of fear, stress, and worries, you'd love a healing and relief from that, we can bring that in as well. We'll be working with Archangels Michael and Raphael in particular. Were you going to say something else, Kimla?
I was going to say, sometimes communication in relationships, if
Yes.
there has been a break or you need to have the right words in order to, forgive and move on or, reconnect. So relationships can be healed.
Yes.
And yes, and that can be done as well. Also, the feeling of your value. If you don't feel as though you have value, that's a healing from within so that your value can come out into, validation from the 3D dimension where you're going to be getting paid, you know, um, more and you'll have abundance and prosperity.
Yes.
And a lot of times I know people, they want to write or they want to paint or they want to do something creative and they feel like they're blocked.
Yes.
So that can be a healing, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Really, when it comes to it, the angels and the archangels, because they are the messengers of God, they can help us on healing on with anything and everything and on any level, right? Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, for ourselves and for our loved ones as well. Yes.
Wow. Isn't that powerful?
So powerful. So
And
powerful.
I know you have your favorites that you
I
work with all.
do. I do. In particular, Michael and Raphael. They are
Are
such a powerful healing team, Kimla.
I know.
Yes.
Woo! I'm so excited for this. And Miss Vandenage, she was in the hospital. Um,
Yes.
so she needs a healing way down in her kidneys as well.
Kidneys. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So working with the angels, we're going to see how it's done, especially in the realm of healing. So, Rachel, I'm going to take it over to you and put it
Awesome.
in your hands.
Awesome. All right, everyone. We are going to go into this beautiful healing experience, short yet powerful experience with the archangels, Michael and Raphael. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start out with breath. We're going to start out with gently exhaling out your breath, dear ones. Getting situated in your space as we take in a new, fresh breath in. Exhaling out, feeling yourself as you exhale, fully supported here in this moment. As we take in a beautiful collective breath in together. And as we exhale out, we pray in as you continue to breathe in and out, dear ones, dear God, dear angels, and dear archangels, Michael and Raphael, along with all of our dear guardian angels. We invite you, dear archangels and angels, to be extra strongly present with each and every one of us right here, right now, as we take in a beautiful breath in and exhale out as we begin this beautiful healing experience as Michael envelops us in his royal blue and purple lights of protection, along with the emerald green healing light and protection and healing energy of Raphael. As we continue to breathe in and out, we invite you, dear angels, to initially, we are calling in a clearing to clear and uplift us from any and all energies that are not serving us. So with your breath and intention, dear ones, as you breathe in and exhale out, we invite you, dear Archangel Michael, to vacuum and clear from each and every one of us any and all energies on any level that our physical healing or emotional healing intention or spiritual or mental healing intention is. As we breathe in and exhale out, we're going to do 4 powerful clearing breaths to clear and release any and all energies that are not serving us right here, right now. Breathing in divine healing, exhaling out anything that does not seem to be healed, letting that go. Breathing in again, divine light, divine love, and miracles of healing for you now. As I invite you to exhale out and let go of any and all energies that are ready to be cleared from you, dear ones, allowing Michael to clear them from you, from your body, your mind, your spirit, and your aura. As you breathe in again, healing and love, unconditional love, exhaling out. And let's do one more powerful clearing breath as we breathe in divine light, divine healing, and the energy of with God and the angels, all things are possible. As we exhale out, more fully allowing Archangel Michael to sweep up all this energy up and away from us, dear ones, and to take it all up to the divine, up to God's of the light, for cleansing, for purification and transmutation. As we take in a new fresh breath in of healing light, exhaling out as Raphael enfolds us in his magnificent emerald green healing lights. If you requested a physical healing, dear ones, we see that healing light of Raphael going exactly where it needs to go, such as to Kimla in her knees, to her beautiful granddaughter and her friend for healing body, mind, and spirit of their lungs and bodies and immune systems. Allowing Raphael's healing light to bring healing to your mind if you've been feeling stressed and worried or anxious. Allowing this healing light of Raphael to fill your mind, to fill your heart, to bring healing to your body, mind, and spirit, to your relationships, as Michael rejoins us to your flow of abundance, healing on all levels, exactly perfect for you, perfect exactly where you need it, healing us in each and every organ, body, mind, and spirit, healing for Vendana, for her kidneys, healing for us all, joint healing for Ivy. We see Raphael and Michael beaming in their healing lights to each and every one of us. Raphael's emerald green, Michael's royal blue and purple lights. And let's do 3 beautiful breaths in and out to complete this powerful healing this evening, dear ones, as we breathe in. Divine light, divine miracles, healing and affirming that with God and the angels, all things are possible. Breathing in again at 2. Healing light and love, feeling so grateful. And as we take another healing breath in and exhaling out, let's say or think in your space, thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you as well to our guardian angels for bringing this beautiful healing experience to each and every one of us. We are so grateful as we take in another healing breath in, exhaling out. Thank you again, angels. Thank you, Michael and Raphael. We are so grateful that through us giving you this permission, that our healings are all complete, whether we're here live now or later on the replay. And so it all is, and so it all is, and so it all is. Amen, 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 and blessed be. Yes. How are you feeling, Kimla?
Perfect. I loved that. That just mellowed me right out.
Good. It mellowed me.
Oh, you are such a great facilitator. Thank you so much for that.
You're
That
so welcome.
that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I know there's a couple more messages. Some of the pages right now, we are not getting the comments, but I do appreciate you putting them in for as many as you can. We will get back to you and comment have a response for you. I know we're going out on Restream, we're going on Facebook, we're going on YouTube, and this is blasting out all over.
So awesome.
Yes, and I also want everyone to include the healing of Mother Earth as well.
Yes.
Mother Earth has really gone through a lot of shifts and a lot of um, unconditional love needs to be poured into Mother Earth. So, when you're thinking about yourself and about, the people around you, you're connected to Mother Earth every single second.
Yes.
And you have a mission here to bring your own light and energy into Mother Earth. So make sure that you acknowledge that intention of healing Mother Earth as well.
Yes.
Oh, everybody is feeling beautiful and relaxed. They're thanking you so much for that. So that is absolutely phenomenal.
So
Now, let me ask you a question. When you go through your healing, tell me about your results and everything that's happened.
yeah. So when you ask me that question, I immediately think of my client Lydia. And Lydia, a few years ago, I supported her when her back was out. She literally was like not able to walk much, right? She was like on her back. We did a virtual healing session where I specifically called in Michael and Raphael. We did some really powerful clearing and releasing, and I really guided her through with breath, breathing in Michael's light, breathing in Raphael's light, and exhaling out all that pain she was feeling. And also the causes, because oftentimes we're having something physical, but it could be started on an emotional level or, just like another level, and it affects us physically. So we did a really powerful clearing for Lydia, and she, through that healing, felt such relief, so many blessings, that she was able to then get up. She was like lying on her bed. She was then able to get up and feel more freedom and movement that she hadn't had in quite a number of days. So that was one of the most dramatic ones, for physical healing experiences that I facilitated. And I'm so grateful for that as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of one of these things where I know that very, very highly spiritual beings um, that have connected through meditation or prayer to the source, to God,
Yes.
have given permission to take on a lot of pain and to take on, let's just say, as a galactic healing,
Yes.
for humanity. And they have given permission to experience, a very, very horrible, painful, um, sickness or illness or something like that. Have you heard about this at all?
I have heard about it, and it's interesting how that can happen.
Yeah. I know that I was raised Catholic, but there was a lot of people and saints and monks and priests and also just people who have meditated and who have felt comfortable enough to give permission to bring on, some pain and to help that clear um, certain levels of humanity. How brave! How
Wow.
courageous.
So brave and courageous. Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, it's just crazy.
I
Okay.
know.
So Ivy has a question and
Yes.
it says, I don't know how much Kimla and Rachel know about CERN. Do the angels have any messages about it? I just keep hearing, keep an eye on CERN. Something about the veil being fragile because of it. So CERN is about time travel, and it is about going through the different dimensions and portals. And the veil is very, very thin. And there's a couple of different reasons because of that. Um, there, it's nothing to be afraid of that the veil is thin at all.
Yes.
Um, the only thing that you need to understand is it's almost like when you are in the womb, you are in the uterus, you've got a membrane around you, and that's how we have been. We have been having this little veil around us to protect us and also to move us within our capacity as far as taking in energy and uploading us and really giving us, doses of light. Light is information. And so now that the membrane is getting very, very thin, it's almost as if we're ready to give birth to our new self. So it's nothing to be afraid of. And if you are feeling as though you have to keep an eye on this happening, only validates that you are transitioning within yourself. To keep an eye on your own membrane because you are about to give birth to a whole new person. Anytime we've got I'm going to say this about astrology. Anytime you've got a south node going through a sign, which is Scorpio, you are getting your butt kicked.
Wow.
That's the tail of the dragon. And it's like, I'm getting my butt kicked here. And it's usually for a year and a half. You are about to come out of that. And so you literally are going to feel so much lighter, so much brighter at the end of 2023. So you will have that openness, kind of like a new coming out party with, for yourselves. So this is going to be almost like you get your certification
Yes.
to the next level in life.
I
So,
love it. That's so powerful, Kimla. Wow.
yeah. So Ivy says, like, this machine is meant for breaking it and not for what is said about finding particles or opening to the dimension. Anytime you have a man made machine technology or whatever it is, it can get very close to that. Um,
Mm.
However, you have to understand that we're very, very protected here, extremely protected. Can there be damage done? Yes. Can it be repaired? Yes. But it takes this huge shift and a huge amount of what we call here time that puts everything back into alignment. Um, I feel like a lot of times technology can work for us, it can work against us. In this particular realm, CERN has a lot of these qualities, has a lot of these qualities. And it's almost like the survivors of Atlantis.
Wow.
They realized and they were taught the power of crystals. And the crystals that we had were energized not only of Earth, but of the cosmos and galactic energy as well. And so they were taught how to combine the crystals, how to use the crystals. And the most powerful crystals were the red crystals. And so these were the ones that, if fell into wrong hands, could do a lot of damage. Um, so this is like, I'm trying to do an analogy here for CERN. If it's put into the wrong hands, yes, there can be damage done. But that is the same. That is the same thing with really anything. I mean, food is there for you to survive. But if you are in to the level of gluttony, um, you know, that's a whole nother thing, and that's just food. So, I mean, you can do this, you can do this with anything. But as far as disassembling the planet and doing those kinds of things, I am so optimistic that we are being protected at this time, even though the veil is becoming thinner and we're going through this particular proton belt that we're going through. But do you feel the same way, Rachel?
I do feel the same. And I feel like we're going through a really powerful time of transformation and change for the better.
Yeah.
Positivity, positive shifts happening. Granted, it can feel a little bit uncertain while we're in the process, almost like the analogy of birth, right? But we are on the path to blessings here through this time, even when things can be more intense.
Right. And I feel like, to really kind of glide through this kind of thing is we need to have a foundation, a
Yes.
real foundation. And I don't mean a religious foundation. I it's working with your energy and working with the powers that you have. They've been dormant or they've just been not connected. Because like
Mm.
Rachel, she reconnected with the angelic realm, right?
Yes. Yes. So true. So
So
true.
so I really feel like, it's all about reconnecting. You know what's happening right now? I'm going to fit this in right now. I'm
Yeah,
I'm getting
please do.
I'm getting a segue here, but
Perfect.
we've had this tremendous digging and this tremendous research and investigation about what wasn't working as far as our money system goes, as far as our country goes, as far as our awareness of galactic laws and how we were using them and abusing them. And people really don't even know that they've got this power of their will and how to manifest the things they need in their life. People don't know how they can use the angels.
Very good
And
point.
and what is really at this foundation of understanding is that every experience we go through in our lifetime is recorded. And when we pass away, when we transition, we we can meet Jesus, we can meet the angels, we can meet our loved ones, but we have guides that take us through and bring us to the reflection pool. And this is actually where you go through and you go through all of your experiences. You not only feel them, what you've been through, but you feel the reaction and the consequences, and you actually feel how the other people have felt. Now, what this does is if you had an expertise like healing, like Rachel, what this does is it records her experience, her wisdom, her education on the connection with angels and the connection with healing. So the next time someone wants to reincarnate and they need to work on their connection with the angels, or they need to participate in manifesting as a healer, they actually can look at her life and they can gain that wisdom and they can use that and come back to this planet, reincarnate, and it can be activated in divine timing. All of our experiences. That's why we're here, to learn as much as we can, to experience as much as we can, because it can be used for others. That's how we climb this ladder of ascension that we're trying to climb. There are other beings coming in from the cosmos and the galactic corners that have other information that they are bringing in a higher frequency that they're grounding in, so that we can handle more light, more information coming through. But yes, you know, just to say, um, Vandana has a gift of her voice. She is a songbird, and if someone needs to clear their throat chakra and needs to be heard, um, they could literally go through her Akashic records, and they could literally take in that particular experience to help them. So you must use the gifts that you were given. And if you are like caught up in a job, you know, to pay the bills and feed the kids, we got this, we know this. But you will always be unbalanced. You will always be unbalanced unless you're using the gifts that God gave you. And if you can balance them both out, that's the trick here. Until you can just devote yourself into. But what happens is afterwards, afterwards you'll be put in a job, or you'll be put in a place where you'll be getting abundance and money to take care of you no matter what. It'll just happen, and it'll always be there for you when you want it. You may not have an access because you may not feel comfortable with that much. Okay. So it's like it just comes when you need it.
Yes.
And it just flows. There's like a flow to it. But in the stars, in astrology, we've got such a week. I mean, it's been a while since we've had this. Woo! So we're coming out of this Scorpio, beautiful, passionate, deep, feeling deep, doing all this research, having all of these imperfections kind of come up and saying, hey, this isn't going to work anymore. Now, what do we do? So, with all of this happening, Venus comes to our rescue, and Venus is the planet of love, of higher money, higher value, but also of commerce and of trade. And, this is what that particular element is that we, are actually operating in. All of us are, and it's the money system as well. But Venus is trining Jupiter, and Jupiter happens to be in retrograde, which is okay. It's still expanding, but it's expanding from the inside out. But today, this is Wednesday, November 16th, Mercury, the planet of communication, is in a beautiful trine, beautiful aspect with Jupiter. So the words, and that's why I wanted this healing, is so good. The words are just going to go right through you, expand, and heal that communication level. And, it also rules transportation. So if we've been having kind of, transportation problems and things like that, this is going to come up for that. But also today, Venus enters Sagittarius. Whole different energy now. So we're leaving this wonderful segment of um, the highlighting and the charging of the Scorpio energy. We're leaving that now, as all of the planets are going to be lining up into Sagittarius, and Venus is the first one to go. And then on Thursday, Mercury is going to enter into Sagittarius. So we've got this Sagittarians. They're very let's say they're very social. They like to talk. They like friends. They like to go places. Um, they love to travel because that's how they learn, and that's how they remember their philosophy, their wisdom, and their philosophy. And what happens here is that we have this beautiful setup for this particular weekend, especially on Sunday. The sun is trining Jupiter. And that is whatever you want to manifest, the cosmos are backing you 110%. So, we're just cruising right along. I mean, cruising right along. Next Monday on the 21st, Mercury is literally sitting on Venus's lap. It's conjunct. They're holding hands. They're kissing. It's wonderful, and they're both in Sagittarius at 7 degrees. So all you Sages out there, we're getting ready. 27 degrees Sag. That's where all of this galactic information comes in. I would not be surprised if we have a wave of communication with the galactics coming up. I would not be surprised if this is the stage of the game where, okay, we're ready, and they begin to really relate or come forward. I don't know if I would call it disclosure. I never agreed with that word anyway, but I would say, just like Rachel, reconnecting, right?
Yes.
A reconnecting. And then on Tuesday, the 22nd, the sun enters Sagittarius. And then we've got the new moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd, right before Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
So, Sages are about optimism, probably overpromising, I'm sure. But if you don't have the dream, if you don't have something to shoot for, you know, um, you know, maybe you can help yourself try a little bit more, inspire yourself a little bit more, push, your dreams and how to manifest it just a little bit more, because we've got this huge enthusiastic ball of energy behind us, and it's all positive.
So
All
awesome.
So this is the time that when the new moon in Sagittarius at 2 degrees, right before the day before Thanksgiving, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, who is like the Santa Claus planet, and he brings in luck, love. He brings in opportunities. He brings in, I mean, go buy a lottery ticket. You never know. He's the one that, laughs the whole time. He's putting you in these synchronistic situations where you meet the right people. You handed in your project like to the right person, or you get the loan. Um, you know, you your book is published. This is the time when this happens because Jupiter is going direct. I mean, this is going to be so much fun, guys. And
Amazing.
I want you to use this energy, use the juice, um, especially at the new moon where you get to, put down your wish list, make it grand. Don't be, forget the boundaries. Don't have boundaries because Jupiter is now in Pisces. And if you have Pisces moon, Pisces rising, Pisces sun, you are really going to feel some good news coming through the door. I absolutely love it. So, with that, we're going to have a very social, optimistic Thanksgiving. And with peace in my heart, I want to wish you all a wonderful Thanksgiving. And I'm filled with gratitude that you come along with us. And I'm so grateful to Rachel, who came on today to give us that fantastic healing.
Thank
And
you.
if you want to contact Rachel, she does amazing mentorship. Um, not, for business women as well. And she does wonderful alignment. So, Rachel, how can they get a hold of you?
Yes, I'm going to pop in the chat. Hopefully, I can get beyond the private chat here. I got to figure that out. But my website, dear ones, is my name. It's rachelcooley.com, RACHELCOOLEY.com. I'm also on Facebook with my name and my Divine Guidance with Rachel Cooley business page as well. And also, I'll pop in the chat as well in a little bit here. I have a free gift as well for you, in particular for the women, and it's free angel gift, right? So it's a great one. It's under freeangelgift.com. It's a tinyurl.com/free angel gift. And I'm just trying to figure out, Kimla, how do I get beyond the private chat to pop those in?
Okay, so on the right-hand side, there's a little R at the bottom.
An R at the bottom on the right side.
Yep, you see where all the chatters are?
I see where all the chatters are, yes.
And so there's a little R there. And if you put your cursor right there, you can begin to chat.
Okay. Hopefully I can do that. Hopefully so, because I'm seeing private chat. Anyway, I'll do my best. I can always go back in later.
Okay, it's on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Right-hand side on the bottom. But what I want to say is I did type in the link for the free gift. It's
Great.
at the very beginning of the comments on YouTube. So if you scroll to the very beginning on YouTube, you can see the link for her free gift.
Yes.
Run, don't walk to get it.
Yes. And I can go in later and put it in so it's like there as well, so you can find it also.
Yeah, and we can, so that we can, pin it down to the bottom on YouTube as well.
Awesome.
We've got Joanna. She says, I have 5 sons, all seem to be in crisis. Literally, all 5 resolved every issue in the last 2 days.
Amazing. That is amazing. Wow.
Great.
Joanna.
Oh, and then we have Sue, and she says, Kimla, I'm a Sag. My birthday is 11/25.
Wow.
Wow. So that's going to be Friday. That is going to be wonderful day for you.
That's
Oh my gosh.
awesome.
Happy birthday. Happy
That's
solar return.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely. And what I'm also going to say is that Rachel, you have the divine guidance.
Yes, I do. On Facebook, Divine Guidance with Rachel Cooley. Yes, and on Instagram as well. Yes.
Divine guidance with Rachel Cooley.
Rachel Cooley, yes.
Very good. Okay.
Yes.
Anything else that you want to say, Rachel? You're so good.
Oh, thank you so much, Kimla. I want to say that the angels are here, dear ones, to support us with anything and everything, including healing on all levels, in particular with the archangels, Michael and Raphael. We did that experience earlier. And just circling back to what I shared earlier, it's so important that we give them permission to help us. So by you literally asking, however you do, whether it's a simpler prayer or a more involved, detailed prayer, they always come through and they always support us. And they're here to bring blessings and light to us, to our loved ones, to everyone we're connected with, and to Mother Earth as well. What a blessing to have the angels with us. I'm so
I,
grateful.
I just picked a card.
Ooh, what'd you get?
Archangel Sandalphon.
Oh, beautiful. What does
And it says,
Sandalphon say?
yeah, it says, tune into your divine potential and bring the world into harmony.
I love it.
Can't make that up. We were,
That's amazing. Bring the world into harmony with our divine potential. I love it.
I am going to do something. Let me see if I can do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy that.
Oh, thank you, love.
And then I'm going to try to paste it. I know, right? I'm going to try to do this while I
Yeah, the
do this.
Control C for copy, Control V to paste.
That's what I'm trying to do. We'll see if it, there it goes. Boom! There it
Yay! Thank you.
goes. We got it on there. All right. All right, everyone. I will have the show next week. I'm real excited about it. We are going to have somebody special. But what I want everyone to do is to really zero in on your favorite angel and make a very, very solid intention of allowing the angels to come in and help you with your spiritual foundation, because that inner security is really going to come in handy to handle all the different new shifts that are coming at us in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
And we can all help each other. That's what we're here for, right?
Yes, absolutely, Kimla. Absolutely. It's what it's
Rachel,
all
thank you.
about.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. And make sure that you make Rachel your best new friend. She's got a gift for you and it's waiting. So
Yes.
make sure you collect. Thank you all so very much for coming along with me this hour. And until next time, may the angels protect you and guide you. Bye,
Mwah.
everyone.
Bye, everyone. Angel blessings.